Uh, Thank you for staying with us on the Saif Ali Khan attack story. There is a reason why we continue to do this debate, because we feel the truth is still out there. And we believe that there could be an angle of cover-up, though we are not sticking our neck out and saying who is covering up. But there is a lot more. And I have with me PK Jain, who's a retired senior IPS officer joining us live from Mumbai. I have Professor Dinesh Rao, who's a forensic expert. Nasir Abdullah, an actor who feels there is more to the case. Kishor Tiwari is from the Uddhav Sena. Swapnil Kotari is a senior lawyer based in Mumbai. I have Asif Bamla, who's a BJP leader, joining us live from Mumbai. I also have Shaina NC, who's a Shiv Sena Shinde faction leader. Lakshmi Narayan is a former DIG, live from Lucknow. Nisha Menon is a forensic expert. And Rahul Ishwar is a political commentator. Okay, let me start with you, Mr. PK Jain. I have about 10 questions. I look forward to asking these 10 questions because we believe this is the new aspect which is not being discussed, for some reason being blacked out. My first question is, report says that the fingerprints don't match, right? And you look at the sequence of events in the Saif Ali Khan case, Mr. Jain. You've had the video of this one so-called accused shown, and then you had videos of him all over Bandra, then released, and then Dadar, and then one person was arrested in Chhattisgarh. Eventually, the Bangladeshi, I'm saying quote-unquote, the Bangladeshi arrested. They're saying the fingerprints don't match, according to the reports that we are picking up. What do you make of it, Mr. Jain? Do you think that there is a possible angle of a cover-up? Straight question.
Hi, good evening. Thank you very much for getting me here. See, I feel personally that there are some unanswered questions in terms of whatever we've been discussing on the media for all these days, especially on your channel. But the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has come out very categorically saying that the police has some leads and police are working in the right direction. He is a person who is a no-nonsense person. He normally talks sense, he normally talks on the basis of facts. I have no reason to doubt, because officially the police have not given out any version as to what exactly has happened and what exactly is happening. We've only had bits and pieces from the DCP and one senior officer. So there's no reason to doubt that. As far as this fingerprint not matching is a version which has come in the midday today, which is again a hearsay. Till the time we hear officially from any of the police sources, I would not like to believe it. So the investigation is going on. Yes, initially they did take in 3 persons who were only supposed to be suspects. They were subsequently released. Now this 4th person, they are claiming that there is evidence against him. There's forensic evidence against him. My simple suggestion to the IO, which I'm sure that he must be doing as, in the true sense of the investigation, is that he should match the skull. Once you take the X-ray of the skull and you can superimpose on the skull of the suspect in whose photograph you saw initially in it was flashed all over the media, and it will be very easy for them to prove whether it is the same person or not. There's nothing that can go wrong as far as that particular evidence is concerned. One more thing which is of concern is that nobody from Saif Khan's family has come forward to say, saying yes, the actual accused has been caught. I mean, somebody should have confirmed that the accused has been caught and he's the same person. Yes. Unfortunately, there's absolute total silence on this matter. Both and third, which raises a little eyebrows as far as I'm concerned. See, the previous IO in whose time the accused was arrested, that person has been transferred from this investigation, which somehow does not ring the right bell with me. So I cannot make any comment because there's nothing official as far as this investigation is concerned in the public domain. But yes, certain things don't connect.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that point. I mean, I had 10 questions, but that was another part that, of course, we've covered that already. Why would the investigating officer in the case be changed midway? I think that is a giveaway. But I'll take one point away from what you just said, Mr. Jain, and that is what I found also interesting is 12 days on, Kareena Kapoor or Saif Ali Khan haven't spoken out, right? My team tells me there was some post that was put out by Kareena on Instagram on what you apparently call stories, but even that was deleted. Now, I don't know, I can't verify that, but I found it really strange that she hasn't spoken yet. Yes, I saw that Kishor Tiwari was calling out my name. Kishor Tiwari ji, we have enough time and 10 questions to cover. Only because I don't want you to heckle anybody again, I'll give you your opportunity. But if you want to also then cover, answer my question on why you think Kareena or Saif haven't spoken about this yet. What's your point on the debate?
I was just trying to intervene when PK Jain was giving certificate to Maharashtra's hostile Home Minister. In fact, after 12 days, where are the clues? Where are the clues?
No.
PK Jain, there are no.
Hey, one minute.
IO has been changed.
I want you to just at that point hold on, Kishor Tiwari. I will let you speak. But I take objection for one point, for one reason.
Can I come in?
And one minute. Under your when you were in power, and the chief minister was Uddhav Thackeray, one of the greatest chief ministers in the world, you had a home minister called Anil Deshmukh, the Great, who was then arrested, right? And under Anil Deshmukh, the Great, I don't want to go through the chart sheet and the record of the number of cases that were covered up. No. The unfortunate part is PK Jain. 1 minute. PK Jain would come on those debates and still bat for the police. And still bat for the police based on facts. So don't attack him. Mr. Tiwari. I'll let you speak. Nasir Abdullah ji, 1 minute. Everybody will get their turn. Kishor Tiwari, I promised him, I'll let him speak. I'll let him complete his point.
Can I submit?
Kishor Tiwari. I'm coming to Asif next.
I want to reply to Kishor Tiwari.
1 minute. Let him speak. He hasn't spoken. He's only spoken for 10 seconds and I interjected. Asif, you're next. I'm giving Kishor Tiwari his turn. Yes, Kishor.
No, the whole thing seems to be very hostile. You have been arresting the people, saying that he is the main culprit. After that, you are, Niranjan, you have come out with the story. Why there is a 1 hour and 20-minute delay?
141.
And there are 10 questions today which are unanswered. And Chief Minister of Maharashtra is saying police have got the clues. I think PK Jain, police are still clueless. The Scotland police, being known as a Mumbai Police, seems to be very, very corrupt and hostile.
Wow.
PK Jain, this is not
your
a
thinking,
police.
Your thinking does not make a difference,
police.
Mr. Tiwari.
This is
your
not a
thinking
police.
does not make any difference.
Is when I hear when there is a hypocritical argument, I'll have to call it out. And Mr. Kishor Tiwari, the epitome of corruption in Maharashtra was under your great watch. You had bags of cash brought into the crime branch and kept in SUVs owned by Sachin Vaze the Great. You want me to tell you how much of cash was kept in his car? So don't let me give you lectures on corruption. I want to go across to Asif Bamla. Yes, Asif.
Let me answer for 10 seconds.
Asif Bamla is responding to you. I'll come back to you.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, okay, I'll give you your 10 seconds. But don't give certificates because don't say that under you there was Scotland Yard, but under someone else they're corrupt. Please.
Dekho, Niranjan, I am asking Maharashtra government representatives that if they found any corruption in our region, I welcome them to take action. 3 years are over, not a single action taken, neither by central government nor by state government. The bail application, which was expected by the High Court, has really spoken the truth that Anil Deshmukh was a spotless career and he was victimized due to the political agenda and ED, CBI was misused. Asif, I am correct? Asif, I am correct? You have been still using ED and CBI. You have been using the ED and CBI. Why Saif Ali Khan's story is still untold?
1 minute. Okay, I gave you 10 seconds. 1 minute. I want to go across to Asif Bamla. Asif Bamla, my question to you is, I have 2 bits of information that's come in. One is, we are hearing that a system-generated report that establishes that the fingerprints don't match Shariful, right, in this particular case. And the CID has reportedly informed the Mumbai Police that the test result is a negative. This is what we have heard. And the second bit of information that we've picked up is that the Fingerprints Bureau run by the CID will submit a report. This is what a police commissioner has gone on record and said. And, there seems to be internal bickering in the police as well. Some departments don't agree with the rest. suggesting that there could be much more, as we have seen with the Mumbai Police in the past. I'm coming to you next, Asif, but Nasir, I'm going to Asif first up. Asif Bamla.
Okay, can I reply? Can I reply?
Yes.
Okay, so I understand that Akash Kanodia was the suspect that was picked up was nabbed by the cops. Of course, the cops have full right to nab anybody who they deem fit, on the basis of suspect. You can't raise objections to that area of investigation. I think there's an echo. Can that be corrected?
We'll fix it. Go ahead.
Can that be corrected from the studio?
Yeah, we'll fix it. Why don't you just take off your earpiece and speak?
So he was nabbed. We understand the constraints that the police has underwent. It has been 11 days. Today we had the Honorable Chief Minister, who was of course traveling to Davos for so many days. He has categorically mentioned that the media and the questions that have been raised have been creating so many complications. You see, it even contradicts the investigations that the police have been doing. That doesn't mean that we can undermine the police.
How many people,
there are statements that are coming.
How many innocent
I don't want to answer you. Please,
One minute,
please
let Asif complete his point.
I'm not going to answer Kishor. I'm only going to answer when you were speaking. We didn't intervene, okay? So please keep your mouth shut. Let me answer. So the police is doing its job, but now the Honorable CM has said, since the investigation part is of the police, he has already informed the commissioner to come up with a statement. And as far as Kishor and his Mahavikas Aghadi, जो वो संतों की तरह behave करे चैनल पे आकर, मैंने बता दूं जब इनकी सरकार थी तो क्या रवैया था इनकी सरकार का. You all have misbehaved with Kirit Somaiya, the senior most leader, and forget that our very own अर्नब गोस्वामी, देश के एक प्रख्यात पत्रकार को तक आप लोगों ने नहीं बख्शा. आप लोगों ने जिस दुर्दशा से उनके साथ व्यवहार किया महाविकास आघाड़ी के राज्य में, वो महाराष्ट्र ने कभी भूला नहीं. और वही परिणाम पूर्वक आपको चुनाव में रिजल्ट भी दिखा. यही छोड़िए, राणा के साथ आपने क्या बर्ताव किया. आप लोग देखिए,
और करेंगे. 1 मिनट आसिफ, होल्ड ऑन.
एक मिनट लेट मी कंप्लीट. नो इसको बाद में ही बोलने दीजिए. इनकी बात का कोई रेलेवेंस नहीं. राणा के साथ क्या बर्ताव किया, नारायण राणे के साथ क्या बर्ताव किया, आप क्या बात कर रहे हो?
आसिफ, 1 second. Asif, take a step. Asif, 1 minute. Asif, wait, I have to make a point to him.
इसी चैनल के
No, I want to make a point to him.
पत्रकार के साथ क्या व्यवहार हुआ?
I want to make a point to him, Asif. Let me make a point.
आज पुलिस अगर समय लगा रही है तो पुलिस जांच कर रही है. पुलिस घर नहीं बैठी है. आपको कोई अधिकार नहीं है महाराष्ट्र के पुलिस पर उंगली उठाने का. आप देखोगे, और जब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस होगा और जब पुलिस कमिश्नर बताएंगे तो तथ्य के साथ आएंगे. हमें फालतू बयानबाजी करने की आदत नहीं है. तुमने अपनी सरकार का पूरा इस्तेमाल किया, पूरा इस्तेमाल नहीं, गैर इस्तेमाल किया. आज इसी वजह से जनता ने तुमको घर बिठाया और वो
1 minute, आसिफ.
हम होने नहीं देंगे.
आसिफ,
एनडीए में और महायुति में नहीं होने देंगे. हम पूरी जांच पड़ताल ठीक है, वक्त लगता है. देखिए, इट्स नॉट इजी.
1 minute.
वो भी एक सेलिब्रिटी हाई प्रोफाइल केस है.
Asif, I want to bring in the other speakers. Hold on. Asif, I want to bring in the other speakers.
जंगल से आए.
Asif, I want to bring in the other speakers. 1 minute. Asif, be with me because Shaina hasn't spoken. I have 7 other speakers.
खबरदार इसके संग
8 other speakers, Asif. 8 other speakers, Asif. Asif, my friend, 1 minute.
This useless.
No, I want to tell Asif, just. Asif, I think you've removed your earpiece, my friend. I think just you can lower his audio because he's removed his earpiece. He had an echo. Yeah. No, he had an echo, so you can take off his earpiece. I'll just make a point to Kishor Tiwari. Yeah.
No.
1 minute, Asif ji. Okay, I think we've lost an audio. I think he can't hear me because he's removed his earpiece. You can reduce his audio. I just want to make one point. I hope it didn't go. Asif ji, calm down. 1 minute, you haven't. Sir, let others speak. 1 minute.
Tell him not to do badtameez on a national.
I will tell him. I know. I am very calm. I am calmly listening to him.
तो बदतमीजी का जवाब
Oh,
भारतीय
Asif
जनता
ji, 1
पार्टी
minute,
ने
1 minute. Up.
भारतीय
Please
जनता
put his
पार्टी
audio
के
down.
प्रवक्ता को-
I want to make a point to Kishor Tiwari. I want to make a point to Kishor Tiwari. Kishor Tiwari just made a point. Kishor Tiwari, 1 minute. I won't let you speak because I have to get others also in. 1 minute. There's a limit to this heckling, this political heckling. 1 minute. You know he used the word Battamizi. You know why he said Battamizi? You know why he said Battamizi? Because when he mentioned that you have misused the police the most. I heard you say don't think it went unheard. I heard you say when he mentioned my boss and when he mentioned the editor-in-chief of... No, 1 minute. You said, hum aur karenge. Correct. You should be ashamed of yourself, Kishor Tiwari, because if I go and if I start listing on this show the number of false cases you all put, and the police having to go in court and say that we filed false cases, you will feel very ashamed, sir. I don't want to embarrass you, sir. Let me. I don't want to waste my time on this. I'm getting in. 1 minute. I'm getting in. 1 minute. I'm getting in Shaina NC and Swapnil Kothari. 1 minute. Shaina. Oh, Nasir is back. Okay. Shaina and Nasir. Shaina, my question to you is, one would have expected, PK Jain in his opening statement said he would have expected either Kareena Kapoor or Saif to break their silence, right? Kareena Kapoor was nowhere to be seen on that night. A lot of people have a lot of questions. You can't say that these questions are derailing the probe. They're not really derailing the probe. These are questions that people have on their mind.
So, Niranjan, the first two core issues which we've ignored in every debate are the following. One is that this was a Bangladeshi infiltrator. How did a Bangladeshi infiltrator reach Mumbai? How did he reach their home? That is the core question which will be answered by the Mumbai Police for sure. Second is when it comes to Kareena, and you have raised this question multiple times on your channel, this is about safety, security and the lacunas in the system when it comes to high rises, especially plush buildings which have CCTV cameras, which have security guards. How did he get in? Now, a lot has been said about Kareena. I want to say, just playing devil's advocate, if you have a home which is on 3 floors, that is a AAA, and if you are on 1 floor with your child, and this attack takes place on another floor when you are with a child on 1 floor, I mean, is there really need to question why she didn't go to the hospital with him? Or is it a personal prerogative that they chose to immediately just rush, and in that rushing it was the people who were present who went with her? Now, you asked repeatedly, why has Kareena not spoken? Why has Saif not spoken? Now, if this is going to be a trial by media, I think it's unfortunate because we are not detectives sitting here. The Mumbai Police is very competent and is doing their job, will have all these questions answered. If Kareena and Saif do not speak to Mumbai Police, then it is a question. If they are silent with Mumbai Police, not cooperating with them, then it is a question. As far as public is concerned, it is their prerogative when they choose to speak, because so much has been said. Why an auto rickshaw? Why was the driver not there? Why did the child go? Why was she not there? Was there problem between husband and wife? I mean, all conspiracy theories which are figments of people's imagination. And the shocker is that, you haven't given the Mumbai Police the time to respond to all these questions in its charge sheet, which will be in the public domain, or for the actor and his wife to speak up at a time where they would be very, very distraught too. So it could be shocking, and maybe that's why they've kept their silence. Maybe they choose to speak after the police puts it out in the public domain. These are questions best answered by them. But to make this into a whole Sherlock Holmes trial, where every single person has their own opinion, counter opinion, questioning of the integrity of the Mumbai Police, I think is unfortunate, because the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister, the people on record have spoken multiple occasions saying that, one case cannot kind of be a parameter for safety in a city like Mumbai.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the safety aspect of it, Shaina, but let me make a point to you and then Nasir can take it. Nasir, the question is to you. She said trial by, media trial. In the Disha Salyan case, after Republic reported it, recently the Chief Minister of Maharashtra decided to constitute an SIT, media trial. In the Sushant Singh Rajput case, we investigated that story. We reported that story extensively. It was given to the CBI, media trial. In the Sachin Waze case, you know, when he bumped off someone and threw their body in a creek, it was Republic that investigated that story, media trial, right? In the Dilip Chabria case, we reported how he was, an auto designer, was harassed by Sachin Waze, forced to give cash inside the police headquarters. It was Republic who reported that story. Media trial. I'm surprised that you, who have reacted to media trials, are calling this a media trial. But anyway, my question is to Nasir. Nasir, I was just looking up, this building, because she mentioned this building, Nasir. I want to ask you, because I'm assuming that you two live in one of these buildings, right? This building, Nasir, is it possible? It's a high-profile builder. It's a high-security building. Is it possible that there is no footage at all from either the 10th, 11th, 12th ground floor, anywhere in between?
Yeah, so, okay, I just wanted to say that I agree with the China up to a point that when it becomes a real media trial, mostly it's unnecessary. But your question to Mr. Jain was, is there a cover-up, right? So I'm saying it can't be a cover-up. What it is actually the police have not been able to uncover what's been happening. And that happens often. The police are not superhuman beings. They can't, they're not like avatars who can and they're not also tantrics. They know where the murderer is, how to find him. So obviously they have to find a suspect and grill him, etc. And then they've had to let him go. Ultimately, it will be decided upon inquiry if staff are to identify, and the maid as well, to see what actually happened. So we are unnecessarily going into, whatever. Also, I think the police should find out, and there's a possibility it could have been a hate crime. It could have been, so don't interrupt me. So they need to find out, and maybe Saif and also Karina, they will ultimately only speak with the police. They're not going to do a press conference, ki ye hua, hamare saath wo hua. They will not. They're not really supposed to. And I'm sure they will cooperate with the police because they have to. They have to cooperate, and the police will anyway find out. But the police has messed up. They've got a wrong guy into custody. He ultimately was let go. But then the people whose daughter he was to marry, they refused to have him to marry him because they said, oh, you look like a criminal and you've been arrested, whatever. So it's all very, very, there are even the question being asked, why did so-and-so not go? Why did so-and-so not go? Well, I mean, one can ask whether Saif had a glass of milk before he went to the hospital. Did his son go to the loo before he went to the hospital? These things are not fair to ask why did this happen.
No, it's not that simple, Nasir.
But the police have, as of now...
1 minute. So it's not that simple.
They have not succeeded, and they will find.
That's not how it is.
I know
1 minute.
it's not that simple.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying they should investigate the hate crime aspect. What was he after? What was the motive?
Exactly.
Does anybody know?
Exactly.
Nobody knows.
Exactly.
Nobody knows anything. And Saif will tell that. The maid will tell that. Did he demand anything? Did he threaten him with a knife because he had a knife? And there was a long fight. Remember, it was about 2 minutes or so. There were 6 stab wounds. 4 were average, but the others were heavy. And, he was lucky to be alive. He was lucky to walk out after a week or less. Amazing stuff. But the police will find out, as of now, there is not a cover-up. It is the fact that they've not been able to uncover anything at all. And it happens
Nasir,
all the time to all the police forces all over the world.
Yeah, my question is to, Dinesh Rao. I'll go to Dinesh Rao and Swapnil Kothari. Professor Dinesh Rao, my 4th question, I had 10. I'm on the 4th question right now. I asked a question to Shaina, but I didn't really get an answer. I'll take that question to Swapnil because he may be able to answer that better on the building security. But my question to you, Professor Rao, is on, this motive, because Nasir Abdullah mentioned motive. I don't think even now the motive is clear. Is it clear to you as a forensic expert when you look at the sequence of events? Do they really match up? Point number 1. And point number 2, the 101-minute delay, right? If there's an attack at 2 or 2:30, someone coming to the hospital at 4:11, 1 hour 41 minutes later, does that make sense, Professor Dinesh Rao? Shaina, I'm coming to you. I'll go to Professor Dinesh Rao first up. Yeah.
Niranjan, definitely, because there is a suspicion on the type of motives which they are projecting. Because at the same time, see, as we closely observe the CCTV camera in the person, the so-called assailant. So once he goes up, that is around 133, he just goes up without his shoes. And we can see his bag appears to be it's bit filled up. But he comes back at nearly around 2:40 or something. That is nearly an hour later. He walks out with sandals, and his bag appeared to be a little bit lighter. That's how it's close observation. That is one thing. And second thing is the type of narratives given by the so-called the victim and the witnesses. It is absolutely not fitting into any of those evidences which are available at the present. So definitely there is an inconsistencies are there, possibly due to lack of evidence or due to misinformation or possibly due to failure in the police efforts. So I think, as you rightly pointed out, the motives absolutely is not fitting into any of the narrations.
Yeah.
And in the previous discussions, as you know, I pointed out that the knife injury, the knife has been projected, but what we saw in the document is the blunt injuries. So this is where the inconsistency. And the second part is the type of recovery is very consistent with the documental description of the injury, but not with the type of alleged narration given by the clinician who treated. And the fourth inconsistency is the CCTV pictures and the type of the accused which they are catching and try to project. Again, that is not fitting, and the fingerprints are not matching. And they're trying to retrieve those CCTV images from the epicenter, so-called alleged epicenter of the crime scene. The perimeter, I don't know how much they have defined. Why the perimeter CCTVs has not been seized and tried to analyze. So, and how many prints they have taken out from the so-called epicenter of the crime scene. And besides, the victim states that he has put the so-called assailant in a room. I think a lot of evidences would have been retrieved from that particular room.
Yeah.
And the biggest narrations what he gave us that the victim, that the assailant escaped from that room. This is where is the inconsistency.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of confusions, lot of inconsistency. Evidences are not matching. And their absolutely corroborations are absolutely non-existing.
I'll tell you, Swapnil, because see, it's been 12 days, right? It's day 12, and we don't have one bit of CCTV from the building, right? It's a high-profile builder. They boast of big names like Salman Khan, Sushmita Sen, US Consulate, many other big names as their clients, right? I have some names of some of their clients, Accenture, right? All Nippon Airways, Audi, BASF, British High Commission, HSBC, Johnson & Johnson, Malaysian Consulate, right? They're not small builders. I mean, in Mumbai, and I have lived in Mumbai for a long time, such a big builder, is it possible that there was no CCTV in the lobby, in the fire exit, in the 10th floor, 11th floor, 12th floor? And we have kids. Is it possible that in nowhere in Saif's home, there was no CCTV at all that captured this attacker?
Niranjan, from what I understand and what I know of the building till date is that on all the staircases there was no CCTV except floor 6. Now, as far as floor 11 and 12 is concerned, the best people to answer that is Saif and Bebo about it, whether they have, and I'm sure they must have installed some sort of a CCTV camera given the fact that they are high-profile people and they have children at home. Now, I have a couple of issues with the whole investigation. First of all, very simple, and on the basis of which the IO was replaced, was that he did not add the attempt to murder charge under Section 109 BNS. The FIR is completely missing. This part is completely missing in the FIR from what I understand. So if you've removed that person and you've brought in somebody else, why haven't you added? Have you added Section 109? If you haven't, then you need to add that. That is imperfection or a lacuna, number one. Number two is that if that person was the person who stabbed him, he does not have a drop of blood on his body. When he's coming down, you can clearly see that it's very visible. Number three, the fingerprints are not matching and you're catching wrong people and you're creating a brouhaha about it. Obviously, the fact remains that you haven't caught the right person because the fingerprints are not matching. There is no discernible motive. Now, as far as point number 4 is concerned, which is of 4:11 a.m. Entry into the register of Lilavati, and why this 1.5 hour delay or so. Now, there, Niranjan, I will have a little bit of an issue there because you see, as a lawyer, there is something called as the relevancy of fact. Now, what is the meaning of a relevant fact? A relevant fact means fact which is either the cause or the effect, or it adds to or brings out another fact.
I have
an emergency.
Crazy footage. You can take this. You can look at this footage and speak. Look at this footage and speak. Wait, Swapnil, Swapnil, wait. Hold on to your thought. Look at this video, okay? Can we roll this video again? I want all our panelists to see this video. Okay, that's Kareena Kapoor. Walks in. Fingerprint, look at that. She has to ID herself. Roll that again. I want to see. Wait. I want to see that again. Hold on. Watch that again. This is Saif, right? Saif is, okay, let's play that. He can't enter. He doesn't have he's not ID'd in that system. He can't enter. Somebody else has to come and open the door for him and he gets in, right? But look at that. Play that again when Kareena comes in, right? You cannot enter that building without, look at that. You cannot enter. She has to, you have to, there is security there. It's impossible that in a building like that, it's impossible that in a building like that, you're giving us...
I haven't completed.
Yes, Swapnil, is it possible? My question is it possible in a building like that? That's exactly what I was saying.
No, but from what I know, this is a digicard through which they are entering. That's a separate thing. What I'm talking about in the staircases having CCTVs. From what I understand, Niranjan, that's a fact. It's a very indigestible fact, but that is the fact so far from what I know. Now, that's the staircases don't have. Now, whether the lobby has it, it doesn't have it, that I'm not in a position to tell you because I don't know. Now, let me come to the point that I was making, that I have this issue because the fingerprints are not matching and, that 4:11 a.m. entry. Now, if you are having an emergency, you may have the emergency. Who ferried him? To the best of my knowledge, the people who ferried him was Taimur and one caretaker or possibly this friend of his, Afzar Zaidi, who...
Afzar Zaidi saying he went. Afzar Zaidi saying he took him to the hospital. 1 minute. He says, Swapnil, I'm adding to what you said. Afzar Zaidi, look at him. That's Afzar Zaidi. Who reportedly took Saif Ali Khan to the hospital. Republic questioned him. Listen into what he said. Play this audio with this screen. On this screen, play this audio. Let's play this audio. Let's listen carefully to what he says.
Yeah, I heard.
Wait, no, hear him. I want everybody in the panel to hear him.
I don't appreciate the way I would not like to comment on this, please.
I'm just asking you a very simple question.
I would not like to comment on this, and this is not the way to connect, my friend. I'm sorry.
Did you take Saif Ali Khan to the hospital? Because if you see the medical legal report, it's very clear that you took Saif Ali Khan to the hospital at around 4:11 a.m. Did you take him to the hospital?
I was there at the hospital. I signed the administrative form.
Right. And then...
can you please...
Yes, I'm giving you a space. I'm just asking you a valid question. And that simple question is, did you take him to the hospital?
I was there at the hospital.
At what time you take him to the hospital?
Please speak to me slightly in a more calmer way.
Yes, please speak in a calmer way.
I would not like to comment on this.
I'm just asking you a very, very simple question. Did you take him to the hospital at around 4:11?
I don't know the timing, sir.
It's in the medical report. In the medical legal report, it's very clear.
Please speak to the hospital.
He says, I was at the hospital. He says, I did sign that administrative form. When he asked a specific question on whether he took him to the hospital, he's not committing. Point number 2, when he asked him the time, because the time says 4:11, he says, I did not look at my watch. Is it possible? Is it possible that he doesn't remember the time?
Even if under pressure of Republic, he's not responding to the questions. I don't have a problem with that. I'll tell you something. I'm not saying that this is a very relevant fact because as a lawyer, when I look at it, unless it has got some bearing on the antecedents,
the question on whether he took him. He said, did you take him?
So
he said, I was at the hospital. Then he says, I was at the hospital.
Correct. Niranjan, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm just answering it to you. Now, assuming that he was the one who had taken, or who had not taken, either or, he is going to be questioned by the police. Now, if he doesn't choose to answer your team, that's a separate issue. Now, my other point, one of the major points that I wanted to make was that when you have this murder charge and all of these motives and all of these things not established, now, as far as the major point is concerned, who can throw light on this? Saif and Bego. Now the question is that why are they choosing not to come out and answer? Okay, fair enough. You do not want to come on television. You do not want to come on a press conference. There is social media. There can be one simple post saying
yes. They will say, please stop the media trial. I can almost predict that post is going to say, please give us our privacy, stop this media trial.
So
1 minute.
So say that.
1 minute. I have three panelists who haven't spoken, Swapnil. Swapnil, I have three panelists who haven't spoken. Let me bring them in. I have Rahul Ishwar, Nisha Menon, and Lakshmi Narayanji. 1 minute. I have two. By the way, I have two. I have a retired IPS officer, PK Jain, and I have a former DIG, Lakshmi Narayan. Lakshmi Narayanji, in your experience, have you heard of a case where there is one knife, like the attack weapon, and that attack weapon breaks into three pieces? Three pieces. One is reportedly lodged in the back, or it was there. The second one is found later. And the third part is found much later in a pond or lake or somewhere in Bandra. A metal knife. Have you come across such a case?
Must be a very bad quality knife.
No.
Bad quality knife.
In this case,
I'm asking.
the investigation is going on at present.
Yes.
And the charge sheet has not been submitted so far.
Yes.
Right. So, on these issues, the police will be investigating, and later on, unless and until the charge sheet is submitted, we cannot comment on the progress made by the investigating officer. Number two, so far as these questions and which all the lacunas needs to be answered by Saif Ali first, because they relate to their story. Whether the footage was not there, why the CCTV was not installed, why he went at 4:11, why there was not been any incised wound in the body, only the lacerated wounds have been found, and so many things. So what I think personally, that in investigation, Saif Ali Khan should also be asked properly.
We've asked him, sir. We've asked him to come out and speak to the media. He hasn't.
Is also necessary for.
No, we have said he should give an interview to our editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami, because we are the only, and frankly, it's only because there's only one journalist who can ask those straight questions, and all of the channels have moved on from the story for obvious reasons, right? Now, you didn't answer my question though. My question was, and actually, let me put that question to Nisha. In your experience, Nisha, have you seen a weapon break into three pieces, and the third piece is found reportedly in a pond in the area about 2.5 kilometers away?
Exactly.
Hi, good evening. I think so. In my entire career of almost like 24 years, I haven't found any case where the weapon has been split into 2-3 pieces, and that too a sharp weapon like a knife, and it is so brittle that it has been spread, it has been broken into 3 pieces, and like the third piece is like altogether at a different place. I don't think so I have undergone. But I would like to throw some light on the fingerprint aspect, which is a very talked about topic as of now. See, the fingerprint aspect, number one, the entire incident took place on 16th night, that is 17th early morning. The first and foremost thing after the incidents have been reported, the first thing should have been done is the forensic team should have gone to the residence immediately once the case had been reported. But the team has reached the place after 4 days. That is on the 21st. For 21st, that too, the timing which I have seen on various other sources which have been displayed at public places is like 5:30 in the morning. So 5:30 in the morning, first of all, they have nabbed a suspect. So first of all, 5:30 is not the time to go to any crime scene. Maybe it might have been like for a reconstruction purpose or to check how the person accessed. That's altogether a different aspect. But as far as an evidence collection timing is done, it has to be in the broad daylight. So from 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning, it is, I'm sure that a place like Mumbai is not bright enough for any sort of evidence collection. And that too, after 4 days, we are going to collect a fingerprint impression from different places like a staircase, room. Do you think for 4 continuous days, the place has not been cleaned properly? The place have been wiped off, and whatever fingerprint I assume have been collected from that particular area could have been people who have been moving around the house help. Hence, there is a mismatch. And number two, hence there is a mismatch. And number two, even at crime scene, there are never like full-fledged complete fingerprint impression with those cores, centers and deltas. there would be chance impression that have to be developed properly, and the system generated report initially says a mismatch because it too has a limitation. Fingerprints which have been generated from a crime scene cannot be fed into a NEFIS, that is a National Automated Fingerprint Identification System, and it cannot be run into a database very easily unless and until it is very clearly developed and clearly classified. Hence, it has been sent to CID, Fingerprint Bureau, wherein the fingerprint experts will check it manually and then come to a conclusion. So I think we have to wait for the reports. And it is never that a place where a fingerprint is a mismatch, or we cannot say that fingerprint is
another aspect that was shared, Nisha ji, another aspect that was shared, and I want to take this to Rahul Ishwar, another aspect that was shared. So consider this in my head. I'm just thinking, okay, so there was a Bangladeshi attacker. He attacked Saif. He was then locked in a room. And then he escaped from a room. 1 minute, this is the best part. Hold on. Just think about it. He escaped from the room. He had a knife. The knife broke into 3 pieces. The third piece he threw in a lake or a pond about 2.5-3 kilometers away. Wait a minute. And then you had the police. This actually went out from the police. If I'm not wrong, I will pull out that aspect. But we were told, reporters were told that the attacker was in a park below Saif's house for about 12 to 15 hours. Rahul Ishwar, they actually said that. So he attacked. He was in a room, locked up. So everybody's seen him by then, right? Locked up, escapes, and he was in the park for 2 to 4 hours. Absolutely. And then we were given to believe that he was taking a stroll in Bandra, went to Dada and bought headphones, chopped up the knife into 3 pieces, put the third piece. No, it doesn't make sense. See, I'm speaking as a layman, sir. I'm not an investigative journalist, but as a layman.
Let me also speak as a layman. Apart from the fact that Niranjan ji, Arnab sir and myself, we are jealous towards Saif Ali Khan for the miraculous recovery and his good being like Iron Man, naturally people will have doubts. And that doubt should be cleared by people like Saif Ali Khan and Kareena Kapoor. See, who is responsible for clearing the air? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but naturally people will have questions. And them being public figures, they have a responsibility to answer. They have a responsibility to clear the air. And media across, especially even down south, the report is getting big and the report is getting murkier because there are a lot of mismatch, inconsistencies. See, we laymen, I'm a social activist. I don't know technical details, but at the same point of time, we are all concerned whether if there is any cover-up, is there any other feud going on?
You're right.
Is it a part of something else? And one more thing, even in a normal person like me, my house has more CCTVs. Yes. I have 2 kids in my home.
Yes.
I have more CCTVs to take care of them rather than Saif Ali Khan. So naturally it will be a doubt. And I would request my good friend Asif Bamlaji, who is very close to many Bollywood stars, to request them to have more CCTVs. To have more securities, to have more protection, because they are national assets and they should be taken care of in a much more good way. So, apart from the earlier fact that I am jealous regarding the miraculous, recovery, natural questions will be asked. I am very happy because for the recovery of Saif Ali Khan, his actions, his other things, at least have a good, non-cliched response saying this and this thing happened and we want our privacy, rather than don't only stop with privacy. So there are natural questions, and it is for these public figures to answer and clear the air and not give ground for conspiracy theories to flourish. It is upon them and it is incumbent upon them to clear the air.
Yeah, and my last question is to Asif Bamla or Shaina and see they can take it because both of them have friends in Bollywood. They meet Bollywood, they interact with Bollywood, right? They have meetings and events and Shaina and see and Asif Bamla, can you stick your neck out? Can you stick your neck out and say, I will say one thing. I will say one thing, Asif, that there was a report that came in, Asif, there was a report. Sources. The last time I said sources in the Mumbai Police, Kishor Tiwari's cops under Parambir invoked a 1920s British era law to book our entire newsroom, and they booked 500 employees. When we quoted Mumbai sources. Now I'm quoting Mumbai sources again. Mumbai Police sources. That a call actually went out from Kareena Kapoor to somebody in the police, I don't know where, Mumbai Police, CID, Crime Branch, but can you confirm, my last question, can you confirm that such a call went out? 2, are you sure, can you stick your neck out and say there is no aspect of cover-up in this case? Asif Bamla, 30 seconds to you and 30 seconds to Shaina Ansi.
See, I was hearing my dear friend Rahul, and as we expect that Kareena and Saif would come and submit and do a press conference, they've come out of a trauma. So we got to be a little reasonable. We can't expect that to happen. As far as police aspect is concerned, police has yet not come out with a reply. Now the first day, today we saw the Honorable Chief Minister say that this will be very clearly and categorically explained. So have some patience. अच्छा ये तो नहीं आपने तो सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के पेश में पूरा बॉचअप कर दिया था और अभी 11 दिन हो गए. No doubt, that's a good amount of time also. But give और ये तो नहीं कि कोई आतंक मच गया है और ये तो नहीं कि मुंबई अनसेफ हो गया है, ये तो नहीं कि कोई हो हल्ला हो गया. ठीक है, ऊपर वाले का करम है कि Saif is also safe, he is also recovered fast. So these aspects are there. So instead of making politics on something like that.
I'm getting 30 seconds to Shaina. 30 seconds to Shaina. 30 seconds to Shaina. Asif, give 30 seconds to your friend Shaina. Yeah, Shaina and C speaking. Shaina of Shiv Sena, please.
Banana Republic.
Okay. Shaina.
Political will. The Chief Minister has said this government has political will. The Chief Minister has said on record, as has the Deputy Chief Minister, the Police Commissioner, Deven Bharti, Mr. Daya, DCP Zone 9. Let's wait for a conclusive evidence. Do you want the police to have an open and closed case with certain questions unanswered, or would you want it to be foolproof where every single question of yours and citizens alike are answered? Now, when it comes constantly to saying Saif and Kareena should speak, they should cooperate with the police, and that's exactly what they're doing. Post which, if they feel it is the correct opportunity in time in terms of their own mental makeup, they will speak to public. So I don't understand why we are playing all the questions and answers and trying to suggest that it could have been like this, could have been like that. This is not
No, we are not saying we never said.
The larger issue of safety and security.
I have not said could have been anywhere.
Infiltrators and safety, security and
nobody has said. Nobody on this panel.
And for Mr. Tiwari, I would only want to say, you had a home minister who was sitting in jail when you were in power. We are here to deliver on ground when it comes to safety, security. No stone will be unturned and no
Kishor Tiwari,
question
she actually
will
has
go
a point.
unanswered.
She actually has a point. I have to end it at this. She actually has a point. Under your watch, the police commissioner and his lackey called Sachin Vaze actually planted a jeep with detonators outside Ambani's house, for God's sake. You can't preach. You can't preach. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for tracking the story. Only for tonight. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on the debate tonight. Arnab is joining us tomorrow, but as we come to the end of the debate, let's record and summarize with Note Assist using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Now, the incident involving Saif Ali Khan, the actor, raises critical questions about security lapses, contradictory statements, wrong arrest perhaps, unusual circumstances surrounding the attack, answers to which we still don't have. Now, arrest after arrest after arrest, and more people are now being questioned, we are told, in Bengal. There are delayed hospital admissions, conflicting accounts of who accompanied the actor, missing CCTV footage perhaps, and a rapid recovery, adding to the mystery. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the precise reading of the debate in a simpler format using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Thanks for watching.